Marshal Bruce Mathers III, better known as Eminem, needs no introduction. The award-winning multi-platinum selling rapper might just be the most popular and widely accepted white rapper of all time, and after being discovered by Dr. Dre, he's helped pave the landscape for modern-day artists. Eminem claims that he doesn't particularly like spending money. So what does a man worth $230 million do? In this video, we'll be digging deeper into the fortune and lifestyle of this critically acclaimed artist. So let's get to it. First, we'll take a look at his real estate. In the year 2000, Eminem spent a grand sum of $1.48 million on an 8,900 square foot abode in Clinton Township, Michigan, which has also been his primary residence for many years. Fast forward to 2003, he bought another 15,000 square foot mansion in Oakland County, Michigan, for a whopping $4.8 million. The previous homeowner of this estate was the ex-CEO of Kmart. Now, nobody knows for sure why, but Eminem made the mansion into an impregnable fortress, complete with electric fences surrounding the entire perimeter and guard booths spread across that are manned 24/7. Talk about being extra. But if that wasn't enough, the entire neighborhood was gated too, along with additional security personnel guarding all corners of it. Really makes you wonder what he is hiding in there. Apart from the extra security, the house featured some extravagant amenities, such as 6 suite-tier bedrooms to sleep in, along with 9.5 bathrooms. The outdoor space was just as stunning as the indoors, if not more. It had a tennis court, a waterfall pool and jacuzzi, an entertainment pavilion, and a guest house with its very own gaming room. So when's the next pool party? Interestingly enough, Eminem barely lived in that fortress-ish resort he called a house, and in 2017, he put it up for sale after 14 years at an asking price of $2 million, resulting in him suffering a huge loss. Up next, the monster car collection. Eminem has 2 requirements whenever he's buying cars. 1, a fuel economy of at least 8 miles per gallon, and second is a sat-nav, satellite navigation, so that he doesn't get lost. Apart from these requirements, there's speed. Will the real Slim Shady please speed up? Porsche 996 Turbo, model 1999. After the release of his Slim Shady LP album in February of '99, Eminem thought it was time he moved out of his mother's mobile home up in Detroit. He went ahead and bought a beast of a machine, the first ever forced induction water-cooled 3.6-liter inline 6-cylinder 996 Turbo, producing a wild 414 bhp. He went on and kept this car for 4 years before taking his desire for a hot set of wheels to the next step. Porsche Carrera GT, model 2004. I'm sure every car guy has at least once dreamt of owning this polarizing 2000s hypercar, nicknamed the Widowmaker, and I'm sure the name itself is pretty self-explanatory. This beast of a machine produced a stunning 603 bhp from its 5.7-liter V10 engine, and could go from 0 to 130 miles per hour in a short 10.8-second span. It even had a top speed of 208 miles per hour, though many feared to truly test this car to its limit, hence the nickname. Ford GT, model 2005. The lyrics of Eminem's songs have always been somewhat controversial, leading to the accusations of advocating violence, sexual perversion, misogyny, homophobia, and belittling other fellow celebrities. Initially, the Ford Motor Company pushed Eminem to utilize their then unreleased Fusion mid-sized automobile for his 2005 music video, Ass Like That. Later, the company rescinded the offer, stating it wasn't any problem with Eminem, it just wasn't Ford. Eminem, for his part, decided that he didn't have any problem with Ford pulling out at the last minute, and instead booked the GT Halo car. This V8-powered beast that could reach a top speed of 205 miles per hour was an homage to the Ferrari-crushing GT40, built to commemorate Ford's centennial. Ferrari 430 Scuderia, model 2008. He has taste and no one can challenge that. Eminem showed that he was a true fan of the prancing horse when he went for the lighter, sharper, and more powerful Scuderia model in turn for the standard F430. This mid-engine V8 Ferrari was built with Michael Schumacher's help and produced 503 bhp. The paddle shifter mechanism of this car allowed gears to be shifted in 60 milliseconds. That's the speed you blink at. Audi R8 Spider, model 2011. Not gonna lie, this R8 seems ordinary in comparison to Eminem's Exotica collection. The rapper, just like with Ford, has had some past experiences with Audi. He sued Audi in 2011 for utilizing his hit song Lose Yourself in an advertisement for the A6 Avant without his consent. However, Audi's actions did not deter him from purchasing the Spider version of their V10 supercar the next year. Rumors have it that Audi gave it to him for free because of a guilty conscience. Lamborghini Aventador, model 2014. An Aventador is a holy grail in the hip-hop community, and you can't be an MVP without loving it. Its predecessor, the Murcielago, was used by Eminem in his smash hit music video, Without Me, in 2002. He had finally had enough, and got his hands on his own 690 bhp Lambo just over a decade later, and he is rumored to have spent around $600,000 on all sorts of custom features and modifications, truly making it a one-of-a-kind. Some other cars he has in his prized collection include a Ferrari 575M Maranello, an Aston Martin V8 Vantage, a Porsche 911 911 GT2 RS and GT3 RS 4.0, a Ferrari 599 GTO, a McLaren MP412C, an Audi R8, and a Hummer H2. That's a lot of cars for someone who prefers to stay indoors. Next, a part-time restaurateur. Apart from lavishly spending his fortune on sweet rides, Eminem spent it on opening a restaurant called Mom's Spaghetti in downtown Detroit back in 2017. And yes, you guessed it, this restaurant was made as an obvious nod towards his award-winning timeless classic, Lose Yourself. At the grand opening of the restaurant, he surprised his fans by visiting and even served the first 10 himself. Talk about commitment to the role. And he's a nerd? When Eminem isn't dropping bangers, he's collecting comic books. Yes, folks, you heard that right. Eminem loves collecting comic books. His love for comic books dates way back, even from before he picked up the mic. His comic book collection is currently valued at over $1 million. He even owns one of the world's rarest comic books, Amazing Fantasy No. 15 from 1962. He once said in an interview, "Just being able to have those pieces of history is crazy. I would not want to face off with somebody comparing comic book knowledge, but I know a pretty good amount." Now, we have Shady Records. Following the release and success of his album, the Slim Shady LP, Eminem started his own record label in 1999 called Shady Records. By partnering up with his longtime manager, Paul Rosenberg, his label launched a lot of famous artists like 50 Cent, Royce da 5'9", Obi Trice, and many more. Now, we have watches. One thing he does lavishly spend on is watches. And not just any watches. He seeks only the most unique, rare, and exquisite timepieces. It was one of his first purchases when he started earning big bucks. A father first, rapper second. In his early days, Eminem always struggled to raise Haley because, well, you've heard his songs. Even after he's earned millions, he's still down to earth as ever. Because his manager recalls Eminem calling him up one time and asking if he could buy a Rolex or if it would affect Haley's college fund. Along with taking care of Haley, he adopted Elena Marie Mathers, Eminem's niece, and Whitney Scott Mathers, his ex-wife's daughter, because they both lacked a parental figure in their life. On an episode of Hot Boxin' with Mike Tyson, he said, "So when I think about my accomplishments, being able to raise those kids is probably the thing I'm most proud of." Even though he spoils all of his children a lot, that's just his way of expressing love. He truly is a star by profession and heart. Now, let's talk about charity. Growing up in Detroit without a proper parental role, Eminem struggled a lot in his youth. His movie 8 Mile gave us a sneak peek into his early and adolescent life. Now that he's amassed massive wealth, he wanted to break the cycle, so he started the Marshal Mathers Foundation, a charitable organization aimed at helping disadvantaged and at-risk youth primarily in Detroit. Apart from his own foundation, he has funded the education of several students along with making generous donations to food banks and contributions to the 9 Million and 8 Mile Boulevard Association. Having donated over $180 million in charity, what makes it so much more impactful is that he's never done it for the publicity. A lot of artists just let the fame and money go to their heads, but not Eminem. He always stayed humble, true to his roots, and never missed out on his chance at helping others along the way on his journey to glory. Well, folks, that's a wrap for this video. What do you think about Eminem? Should we make another video about his music career? Let us know what you think in the comments below. And make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.